Hello, I'm Nell Shamrell Harrington, an engineer at Chef, and I'd like to introduce you to the new Collaborator Groups feature for Supermarket. We created the Collaborator Groups feature because you, the Chef community, asked for it. Feedback on Supermarket, as well as all of Chef's open source products, is very important to us when we decide what features to work on next. Let's go over how to use this feature. When the Collaborator Groups feature is active, and I visit my user profile page, I now see a small button labeled Groups. Let's click on this button. This brings us to a section of my profile which shows a list of collaborator groups that I belong to. Currently, I am not a part of any groups. Let's go ahead and create a group. Click on the Create Group button. Then we will be brought to a form to create a new group. In this form, we just need to set a name for our group. Let's call this group Night Watch. Then we need to click this Create Group button. Now we're brought to a view where we can see all the members of our group. Notice that I was automatically added to the group as an admin member. Being an admin member means I can add or remove other group members. Let's add another member to our group. We do this by clicking on this link, Add Group Member. And now we see a modal form pop up. When I enter the first 3 letters of the username of a user I want to add to this group, I will see a drop-down of all usernames that begin with those 3 letters. I can then select the username that I want. I'm not limited to adding only one user at a time. Let's add in an additional user to this collaborator group at the same time. When we're ready, I click the Add Member button. And now I see these 2 new members of my group. Should I want to remove a group member, all I need to do is click the red Remove button. And the member is removed from my group. It's quite easy. For now, however, I'm going to go ahead and add that member back. Whenever I add someone as a member of the group, they will first be added as a non-admin member. That means they cannot add or remove members from the group. Should I want to promote a non-admin member to an admin member, I would click this Make Admin button. After I click that button, I will now see that member listed as an admin member of the group. Now notice that there are now red Remove buttons for both of the admin members. We only see that Remove button for an admin member if there is more than one admin member. If there is only one admin member, that member cannot be removed from the group until there is at least one additional admin member. When there are multiple admin members, any one of them can be removed. Now that we have our collaborator group, let's use this group with a cookbook. This is where we'll see the real power of this feature. Let's navigate to a cookbook on Supermarket that I own. When I own a cookbook, that means I can add collaborators to that cookbook. I need to be able to add collaborators to the cookbook in order to add a collaborator group. Let's click on this Manage Cookbook button. We now see a drop-down with several options for managing the cookbook. Let's click on Add Collaborator. Now we will see a modal where we can add either users or groups as collaborators to this cookbook. Let's select the Groups text field and begin typing in the name of the group we want to add. Once we've entered 3 letters, we will see a drop-down including all groups with names that start with those 3 letters. If we had another group, we could also add that group at the same time. Now let's click the Add button, and here on the right, I see that the collaborator group has been added to my cookbook. Each of the members of my group were added as a collaborator to this cookbook. Now when we look back at the collaborator group page, we will see our cookbook listed under resources associated with this group. Let's add another member to this group. And when I navigate back to my cookbook, I'll see that new member is now listed as a collaborator on the cookbook. Whenever I add a new member to my group, that member will automatically be added as a collaborator on any cookbook or tool that the group is associated with. Likewise, if I go back to my group, then remove that member, they will automatically be removed as a collaborator from the cookbook. When I remove a member from a group, that member will automatically be removed as a collaborator with every cookbook or tool the group is associated with. Should I wish to remove an entire group of collaborators from a cookbook, I can do it by clicking the red Remove button next to the group's name. And I will now see that group is no longer associated with my cookbook. And that's it for this screencast demoing the new Collaborator Groups feature of Supermarket. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Chef or the Supermarket team at any time.